You know, if you truly understand that most of the things that you're dealing with in life is mental, and most of it is about how you approach things and how you think about it, the purpose you have set for it, and you also have to see where you're trying to end up versus where you're at right now. When you look at things like that, you tend to have a better outcome. Your days seem to go by a lot better, a lot smoother. But you have to continue. You have to continue to keep going in order to reach your goal, wherever you're trying to get to. Whenever you're dealing with something and you feel like you're suffering, that's nothing but your body, your mental, your mind is being molded to be a stronger individual, if you get what I'm saying. Because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, of course. But it's just something that you have to go through. And while you're going through those things, you're also learning. You're suffering, but the suffering is really conditioning. It's almost like when you're running to get in shape, you know, and you out of breath, you want to give up, and you run for, let's just say, 2 weeks. By the time the ending of that second week, you won't feel anything. It'll feel like it didn't even happen, you know, because you're so conditioned by then. It's the same thing with going through whatever you're going through, you know. I mean, let's just say you dealing with $10,000 worth of debt. Let's just say you're dealing with some debt. You're trying to get out of that situation. But every month you paying $200, $300, $400, $500, whatever. Every month you're doing that. That is a suffering that you're going through. That's all it is. And while going through that suffering, you're learning how to sacrifice on other things. You're learning how to go without. You're learning what it feels like to be in that situation. Instead of looking at things as if, you know, you're dying, you just look at it all as a lesson, because that's really what most of it is a lesson, you know. So you're learning on how to deal with things. You're being molded to become the stronger individual. But see, that's the part that a lot of people like to skip over. They don't want to deal with the suffering. And only if we know how suffering can make us very stronger by going through those things, it's the experience. We have the same way you have good and great experience, you have some bad ones too. But when you go through that, it's like, oh man, I made it through that. I'm just as strong. You know, I can take on anything type feeling. And that's all it is. So what I'm saying is that when you go through things like that, yeah, it seems like you're suffering. You're supposed to suffer. But it's also a lesson being taught. One of my sons, he lost his apartment. Well, I wouldn't say he lost it, but you know, the guys he was rooming with, they moved. They all went their separate ways. And I want to say about a week or two after that, he lost his job. You know, hit him hard. Another week later, his transmission went out on his car. And me being a father, the only thing I can do is just try to make sure he was right mentally, you know. It wasn't about the money. I wanted to throw some money at him. I did help him get a car. You know, that way he can get back on his feet and things, and, you know, at least get back out there and find some work. But majority of the things he was going through, I couldn't do anything for him. And if I wanted to do anything, if I had a business that he can come work at and this, In other words, if I was his safety net, if I was his total safety net, oh, trust me, he got to pay me that money back. But but if I was his safety net, he would not be experiencing all of this stuff, and he wouldn't be learning anything if I was a total safety net. And you know, sometimes as parents, we try not to. I know we try to save our kids from almost anything, but there's a lot of things we have to let them experience and go through on their own. We just have to. We have to just sit back and watch, and say, I want to see how he or she gonna deal with it. And sometimes they'll surprise you, you know. But I'm saying all this to say that, you know, we have to suffer, because suffering sometimes is what really makes you. It was really, like I said, suffering is what really makes you. Suffering is what really makes you. But it's all about the bounce back, how you bounce back from all of that stuff. I had my youngest son, you know, he was in his high school football game. I'm talking about he had scouts from everywhere looking, checking him out, potential college scholarships from different places, you know. And he tore his ACL, 5th game of the season, broke my heart. Because I mean, he was doing so good. I mean, he was doing his thing. He was going to somebody's school. Tore his ACL, nobody touched him. And I couldn't do nothing. But the number one thing that I told him was that it's how you come back from it.